Hey everyone, I just wanted to get on here today to talk a little bit about how doubt plays a part in your spiritual path. And not only your spiritual path, but everything that you have going on in this system, in this life. So let's just get to it. When we start doubting ourselves on our path, I know a lot of people will say, oh, don't doubt yourself. No, doubt is not a good thing. You have to have that self-confidence. Now, you do need to have that self-confidence. You do need to be, say confident in what you do and the decisions that you make out here. But doubting yourself is not necessarily a bad thing. Everybody has doubt, and it's okay to doubt yourself because the things that you understand today might not be the things you understand tomorrow. So you start doubting, what is the true information, and that's where the doubt comes from. Is because you're starting to see some of the different perspectives that are actually going on around you and within you. So you start doubting, what is true and what is not. But this is not necessarily a bad thing, because once you start to see like what you're doubting, then you can start analyzing and actually, saying going within and understanding more of what you are actually learning. What are you actually experiencing? Because those doubts bring up questions, and those questions are what's going to lead you to raising, saying your awareness and learning more about yourself and learning more about the system that we're in. So it's not a bad thing to have doubt, but you do need to, raise above that doubt and transform yourself into a being that understands that that doubting that you are having is not something that's going to hinder you on your path. Use the doubts that you have in order to propel yourself forward, in order to actually understand more of what's going on around you. Don't take the doubts as a negative thing. Positive and negative are just, two ends of the polarity. So if you're like, oh, I'm doubting myself, and you're starting to, go along that path or that polarity of, the spectrum, then you can also flip it and be like, okay, I'm doubting myself. Why am I doubting myself? Where are these doubts coming from? What are those actually mean? What is that information truly meaning to me in this moment? Where is this information coming from? These are all questions that you can ask yourself, because the biggest tool that you can have in this system is to question. I know people say question everything, and that is 100% true. No, you have to question everything that's going on. Question what you're hearing from others. Question what you say to yourself. Question the energy around you. Now, I'm not saying for you to distrust it. I'm saying to question it, and then you can understand where it's coming from. Because once you start asking, these deeper questions, and start asking what's actually going on and where it's coming from, then you can start getting some different answers. And these answers are not going to be just, clear-cut answers. They might be right then. But again, as you transform, as you start, actually, traversing these different systems and traversing these different planes of existence in the mental, saying and spiritual and everything, you'll start to understand that, there's different ways to look at things. There's different information that's going on. So you might start doubting what you once knew. You might start doubting the abilities that you have. You might start doubting the information that you have. And it's okay. I'm telling you, it's okay. No, look within yourself and you'll know that it's okay. You just have to be able to move forward. I'm not telling you to, saying don't doubt yourself, but you have to stop letting that doubt hold you back. So when people are saying, and I'll probably say it in videos, no, don't doubt yourself, stop doubting this. And what I mean by it is, don't let that doubt hold you back. Not necessarily that you shouldn't doubt what's going on. And by doubt, I just mean question. So whenever you hear somebody saying don't doubt yourself or stop doubting this, be like, hey, why? No, saying don't let those questions that you have stop yourself. Don't let those questions turn into something that's going to hold you back. And even if it does hold you back, or if it moves you backwards on your path, it's okay. Because once you start going backwards, you might see things that you missed before. You might have been going too fast. You might have been going too slow. And there's different things that were going on that you just weren't able to see. There's different things that are going on that you weren't able to know. So when you are going along your path and you're actually, traversing this life, you have to understand that doubt is a major tool, to this system. It's okay to doubt yourself, but you have to be able to move past it. So don't take it as a negative thing. Don't take it as something that's going to be harmful. It's all about shifting that perspective. Once we start to shift our perspective on our doubts, on these different questions that we have, that's how we're able to find out more information. That's how we're able to raise up. That's how we're able to actually go out here and traverse this life in the way that we were meant to, the way that we want to. Both of these things should line up. Now, they might not be lining up for you right now, and that's okay, because again, you are traversing this life, and once you're going out here and actually traveling and actually doing these things. And when I say traveling, traveling could be just getting from your bed to the bathroom. Traveling could be, taking your mentality from here to, what you're about to do next. All these things are forms of traveling. Spiritual traveling, mentally traveling, physically traveling. As we travel, our hands travel through the air as we move around. You know what I mean? I'm walking around right now. I'm traveling. My hair is moving. It's traveling. The wind is moving. It's traveling. So you got to understand that it's okay, to travel into these different mentalities, into these different, emotions, and to have that doubt about what's going on. It's okay, because it'll bring up those different questions. And I keep saying that it's okay because you have to be able to accept that and know that no matter what's going on, it's okay, because it's something that's going to help you. It's not something that's going to hinder you, as long as you don't let it. And again, even if you do let it, it's okay, because that's just another experience out here. It's the beauty of the system that we live in. It's the beauty of everything that's around us. We get to see so much. We get to experience so much that we can actually grow. So it's okay to doubt yourself. It's all right. Don't hold yourself up on it. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's okay. Doubting yourself is not going to hinder you. It's not going to stop you. Let those doubts bring about the questions that you want to have. Let those doubts bring about the change and the growth that you want to see. Let those doubts actually bring about a higher vibration, a higher frequency, and not even just a higher frequency, a different vibration that you want to be on. A lot of people say they want to, raise their vibration, raise their frequency. Well, you might be already at a very high frequency. You may be at a very high vibration, but maybe you need to switch what that vibration and frequency is on. It's just like when we talk. It's just like when anything that's going on, two people could be talking with the same tone, on the musical scale, just be like everybody's talking on, let's say, the C note, or everybody's talking on the D note, the E note, or whatever it is. But the energy and frequency behind it might be a little bit different. It's the same note, but the frequency and vibration of it is a little bit different. It's a little bit changed. So don't let yourself get caught up in these terms of, I need to raise my vibration. Maybe I'm just vibing too low. It's like, it's okay if you are. You might need to change it. You might need to adjust it. And it might still be a lower vibration, a lower frequency, but it's a different frequency, a different vibration that you can understand from. Now, if you want to raise your vibration and raise that frequency, that's okay as well. This is all a learning experience of where you're supposed to be, because everybody's supposed to be at different places. Everybody's supposed to be at different levels, and that's okay. And when you're out here traversing this life and you're actually learning about these things, don't get yourself caught up on what somebody else is doing, because you'll see that, that a lot of times when, again, that doubt starts to come in, that doubt starts to play a role in your life, you'll be like, a lot of times it's coming from, because this person can do this. This person is doing so much better. This person is able to do this, and I can't do that. I'm not in that spot. I'm not in the space to be able to do that. So you start doubting yourself. But from that doubt, question yourself, do you really want to be like that person? Are you supposed to be like that person? Where is that coming from? What are you supposed to be doing? How are you supposed to be doing it? Why are you supposed to be doing it? Always ask yourself these questions, So again, that little bit of doubt that you get from looking at somebody else, doubting whether or not you're on the right path, all that does is have you, ask yourself more questions. Have you ask yourself, what is it that you're actually trying to do? Ask yourself the hard questions. Questions to yourself that you might not ask somebody else. Those deeper questions. Am I truly doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I truly doing the things that I know I'm supposed to be doing? Don't care about what somebody else is saying about it. Ask yourself that. If you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, keep doing. If you know you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, figure out how you can change it. That's all a part of this journey. That's all a part of this beautiful experience that we have. We can doubt ourselves in this moment and then take that doubt and propel ourselves forward. Use it as motivation. So don't think about it as a negative, positive, or whatever. Just look at it as, a learning experience on this journey. Because as long as you're staying in motion, as long as you're not being stagnant, and even being stagnant sometimes can be okay, because in that stagnantness, in that stillness, because stagnant and stillness are the same and different. Because again, two things can be the same, but different at the same time. So we have to understand that there's different polarities of the exact same thing. So sometimes being stagnant is not a bad thing, because now you've stilled yourself to truly analyze what's going on in that moment right then, in this present moment. And then it'll start to move. Then you can start to change. I'm saying that, being stagnant is not a bad thing, but you have to be able to, again, restart your stuff, restart that movement. And no matter what happens, from being stagnant, you might end up flowing backwards, sideways, upwards, diagonal, however you want to put it. That motion is going to start again, because no matter what, everything is in motion. Everything is moving. If you want to look at it from a scientific perspective, there was this study where they're like, all particles are in constant motion. So even things that are solid, like your table, your window, and everything, they're still in constant motion. If you were to put your hand and press on it long enough, that's why sometimes your hand sticks to things, say you get sticky, say because the particles are in motion, they're starting to interact. So then you're separating them afterwards as you move it. So it starts sticking together because everything is in motion. Even if it is looking still, even if it is looking stagnant, something about that energy, something about that frequency, something about that vibration is moving. And you just have to understand that you can tap into that and learn from it and grow from it. And don't let that stuff stop you, because there's all kinds of things out here that are going to try to stop you. And when I say all these things that are going to try to stop you, it's not that, they're trying to stop you. It's that, you're just letting it stop you, because nothing can stop you if you don't want it to. You're resonating with that. You're matching that vibration and frequency, which is why you're attracting that. I made that video about, what energies that you are putting out is what you attract. You attract the complementing energies that are going to go with that. So understand that, there's going to be times where these things happen, and you're going to have to move past it. You're going to have to learn from it, grow from it, and it's okay. I'm telling you again, it's okay. Everybody falls. You got to pick yourself up. And if you don't pick yourself up, that's okay too. Maybe you got to roll to the side. Maybe you need somebody to help you. Maybe you need to rest a little bit. That's why it happened. Again, changing your perspective on things constantly. Keeping that perspective in motion. These are how we're going to grow. This is how we can actually make changes. And people talk about making changes in the world and making changes about what's going on in society and all that. And, you'll say you can't make those changes if you don't change yourself. And that's true. Because as soon as you start changing yourself, start changing your perspective, then you can see how different things are going on around you. You can see how these things are actually affecting you. You can see how you are able to maneuver and make those changes. Because once you start making those changes within yourself, then you start attracting those energies that are along the same line. You start getting those complementing energies that's going to help you grow. And then you start making those changes, because now that you're attracting that, now you're affecting that, whatever energy that is, whatever being that is that's helping you, or not even helping you, motivating you, or changing your perspective, transforming what's going on around you. And then that person is, transforming somebody else, transforming the energy around them, and so on and so forth. And that's how you make these changes. So all the changes start within yourself. Once you start changing yourself and you start understanding that you can, take these doubts and everything and turn them around and transform your perspective, then you'll start to really traversing this life, going places that you never even thought that you could. And it might be in the same city, might be in the same house. I don't know exactly what situation you're in. Only you know. But how you traverse this life is up to you. How you understand this world is up to you. So change your perspective. And I'm not saying changing in a good way, bad way. I'm saying just change the way you look at things constantly. You might come back to the same way you're thinking about it now. But as long as you keep changing, you start to see different perspectives. Then you can start to grow. You can start to learn more about yourself. So just take some time and just really think about these things. And hey, you might learn something.